Hello. Our next presenter is a senior automation architect at Musawasoft. As his title suggests, his passion is automation testing, and he always strives to be on top of the innovations in his field. Today, he is going to give us some more information about his experience, how you can use artificial intelligence in solving everyday, routine, boring testing tasks. So, Stan, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Hi. Lately, we were researching how we can use AI in our daily testing automation routines, and we even implemented some solutions in some of our projects. Actually, the main challenge that I face here, and I would like to point out, is that we were trying to actually save time, and how we can achieve this, of course, by using the AI capabilities in the software test automation tools. Mainly, we'll scratch the surface of the test creation and test maintenance. So, as you can see, there are several areas that the AI steps in, and it even steps out of the normal automation testing routines, which are test scripts generation, self-healing, and visual comparison into these automation tests. But out of that, it is actually stepping in the test data generation and test cases generation as well. So let's go one by one into these categories. So the test data generation, actually how a test data generation tool, which is using AI, works. It actually can use its own data model, or it can use your own. And when you actually specify which model you are using, you should train it with a large set of statistical or previously used data. These tools are mainly using generators, which are generating the data, but after that, they are using discriminators, which are actually filtering out the test data to be more meaningful, more useful in terms of the business cases. So this business model that needs to be created is something really important to have, but it's really time-consuming, actually really hard to be built by lots of engineers in teams, but it definitely pays off. Actually, there are some test data generation tools which are generating synthetic data. Synthetic means artificially generated. The most popular out of these are Gretel and Watson XAI, but I will not step into details here. We can speak later on after the presentation. So the test... Okay, so we are stepping to the next area, which is test case generation. The main challenges here is you can start creating your manual tests when you are doing exploratory manual testing, or even when the software is at design level. After that, a product owner should go and actually revise your test cases, suggest on the scope, and some amendments. So this is additional time for you to maintain them a little. After that, when the product is changed, you should maintain them again. And this is the step where most people miss, and it's the most crucial, because when new people come, they should be up to date with these test cases. So yeah, there is one solution which I will show you quickly, which is called Taskade, which is actually solving to some extent stuff. We can ask it to generate test cases by using AI, and we are asking it to generate some test cases about one public site, which is GSM Arena.com into this case. And actually, this example is creating test cases by not using login functionality, but it has capability to use such. As you can see, it starts by something general proposition like use these and these browsers, but it also steps into deeper level by going and suggesting to check the menus and also some phone and brands. So it is really stepping into the site itself. So you can see that these menu items actually match the ones that are proposed here. So it really does the stuff. So the test cases generation tools, there are not very much solutions in quantity on the market. So I will just say a few words about this Taskade that we took a look. It has some really good starting point of coverage. And this generate test AI is actually a Visual Studio Code extension which is using ML and AI to generate test cases out of your code. So the next area is test scripts generation. So when you start creating these tests manually, of course, it takes time. You need to maintain them in terms of locators, etc. So this area also needs some, actually needs some steps to be taken. So let's take a look. Here we use the testcraft demo. Actually, this tool that I will show you, it is going deeper and proposing test cases by component. It's not proposing you a total solution end-to-end one, but after that you can automate the test suggestions that it gives. So as you can see, it's a Chrome extension. You can pick an element and can ask it to actually generate test ideas. So you can see it's a really good list of nodes. Let's say that you can't sometimes think of all of them, or you can give them as a base to think out of new ones. You can see positive, negative cases, and also some even stuff that are in addition, like proposals. So as you can see, the creative ones, yeah. So you can use some of them. There are checkboxes next to all of them. You can use some, and you can ask the tool to actually automate it by using, as you can see, Cypress, Playwright, using JavaScript, TypeScript, or to ask it to generate the page object model or not. So it starts generating by the page object model. It creates the page class with some methods, as you can see, and also after that it generates the script to use this page object model in it. So it really gives you a hint and helps you in the very beginning of your test automation creation here. So the conclusion that I would give you here, the tools that I actually researched, they fall into three categories: script generation, coding assistance, as you can see, and scriptless automation test generation. Why I mention scriptless when it's test script generation? Because no matter that it's scriptless, underneath there are some scripts which are executed, which the final users don't see. The script generation, as you know, can be done by this tool, actually, there are not much end-to-end tools that can do that. Actually, the coding assistance ones are, let's say, GitHub Copilot, ChatGPT, even Apply Tools has its test of execution cloud, but I'll speak about it a little bit later. So Mabel, also test project, Excel Q, some other tools like that are also can be used for scriptless automation, test generation. So let's move to the next area. So self-healing test scripts. So self-healing is actually the most important area in which the automation tools that are using AI are focused. So the challenges that we have here are mainly focused on the fact that there are some UI elements that actually can be changed by changing their locators. Their layout can be changed as well. Also tag names, attributes. So we need maintenance of this. And if some tool can do it for us, that will be really good and saving time, I would say. So here we will take a look about a solution called Helenium. Helenium is actually based on Selenium, and it is supporting it mainly. So there are some pros and cons about this tool. The pros are that it is open source, so many companies can use it directly. Lower maintenance means that it can self-heal, so the maintenance of the test scripts is lower, and the automation testers can actually focus on other stuff to do, like creativity and thinking out of the box solutions that they can apply. Stability, yeah, we have spoken about it. Remote text execution, yeah, we can use the Selenoid remote test execution grid. Legacy support, this tool actually supports iframe and JS actions. Integration, we already mentioned that it actually integrates with Selenium-based automation frameworks like Selenite. And mobile support, it also supports Appium for web and mobile. The cons is that it is not touching modern automation frameworks like Cypress and Playwright. So this is the Helenium demo. So just a quick show here is that we are running an automated test that's creating a note in a test application. You saw this message that the message was created, and then a button is clicked, the layout is changed, the UI locators are also rearranged, and no matter that their UI locators are also changed, the Helenium can do its job actually by passing the test, as you can see on the left bottom part of the screen. So what's going on here? It is actually validating this message here and on the bottom, and the main method that is creating the note, which is called create note, it's actually one and the same. And if we take a look deep down the code, we will see that actually the set of locators is just one set. There are not several of them predefined or something, but Helenium is able to actually self-heal. So we can take a look at the Helenium report at the end. and we can see which locators have been changed, but the framework was able to actually heal and continue with no problem. So yeah, there are several of them. You can see that previously the node body was node body, and now it is node body changed, for example. So the conclusion here about these tools that I have lately been researching is that Selenium, yes, it is Selenium and WebDriver compliant. There is one tool called Cypress Test Goat. This Test Goat is actually a plugin to Cypress. It can propose you a set of UI locators with grades in terms of speed execution, maintainability, how long they are, etc. So you can choose of them which one to apply or not. Playwright still don't claim to have a self-healing mechanism officially applied. Amplitude's execution quality is actually having a self-healing mechanism. It is performing like that with grades of the locators again, and it is directly applying it and showing what's changed. Test Trigger is another tool which is actually it is claimed as the human-like emulator. So if it can't find element in any other way, you can actually it can use search it by text. Selectors healing from Selectors Hub, for example, they are actually validating a bunch of locators in a batch manner, but me personally didn't see any propositions, but it's still useful. The visual comparisons, the challenges here that most of the tools are pixel perfect. They just say this baseline matches this screenshot or not, which is not sufficient enough at all. So we need to visually see what are the changed areas. They should be marked somehow, and also we should be able to have the actual ability to say, okay, this part of the screenshot is not with that big business value. Let's actually ignore it and don't take it into consideration. And also the visual comparison, what we need different combinations of tools, operating systems, actually browsers, resolutions. So we need a good support matrix here as well. So the Apply tools, it has eyes for this visual comparison and also for the image-like repo, and actually execution quality in which it can self-heal, can run this cloud of actually this ultra-fast grid for it can actually execute 15 combinations for less than 10 seconds. So the tools are AppleTools. pCloud is also using Visual AI, and actually AppRC is more suitable for mobile and web. Again, it's a product of browser stack. The actually raised effects automatically is an extra topic that I would like to really quickly scratch here. So there are not much tools on the market, but the idea is that there is one company called Virtusa. Actually, it is offering automatic defect triaging by classifying, by categorizing the failures in different categories, which are failure categories, and they're based on the previous test runs. It also spots on the core reasons why the stuff failed, and it's actually making some proposals. My general conclusion is what I can say, that no matter currently how much the tools are evolving, because they are let's say in some doing some baby steps to getting to some mature stage, they still need human supervision at all levels. So we would like someday maybe to see an autonomous decision, but in order to see it, we need this business model because it can step into test data generation, test cases generation. It can also help you create and not duplicate your test scripts. It can actually help you a lot for the visual comparison. So if we have this business valuable model, this business value model, it can help quite a lot to have one complete solution stepping in all of these areas. So we should concentrate on our human creativity and thinking out of the box skills, because that's what gives us advantage of AI at the moment. So we should use AI just for a helper and not a general solution. So now it's the time to ask if you have some questions about these topics. Okay.
Thank you. Were you able to actually quantify the improvement which AI tools will bring into the whole process?
How actually AI, what it actually brings
Well,
to the
if
team?
you implement
Yeah. So
the
what
steps,
it actually brings is saving time in different sub areas. Like if you would like to maintain the scripts, it automatically done. It can help you at least with some ideas which are time consuming. It can also assist you in automatic bugs logging, if you like. They are also showing you really well, if we are speaking in terms of visual comparison, where exactly the differences are for many combination of devices, browsers, operating systems, whatever. So it is really saving time by actually using it as a tool. If you would like to nail a hammer, it's harder to nail it with the hand, so you should use the hammer. So it's kind of like that. How much time? How much time is a really good question, depending on the project and, of course, depending on the maturity of the team members. We actually are having are doing steps of integrating these solutions in some of our projects, but we still need time to actually give a value and some figures, how much it saved. It would be good to show this to you maybe the next time. Yeah.
Maybe one last question?
Yeah, maybe one more.
Okay, first, wonderful presentation. I have 3 questions actually.
Okay.
I saw many people here holding their phones, photographing the slides. So I guess the first question would be, will the presentation be available after that?
Actually, I know that there are some recordings on the tracks on the site, so so far you can move backwards and forwards. So I believe they will be available for some time there. Yeah.
Cool. Also, there were quite handy 2 names to write down. So I guess my second question would be, what kind of beer do you drink?
Just Vice One. Thank you.
Okay. And the third one is actually about the self-healing tests. Is it possible to miss failing test because it has healed itself? Wow.
Yeah. Actually, that's a really good question. So we should. It is not that actually easy this to be done. because like the Amplitude Execution Cloud and the Selenium, they're actually taking tons of data for each and every component, let's say hundreds of points, and not just about the element tags or attributes data, but let's say also relation of this element with the other elements in the DOM and more, and they're actually using a database for all of this data, putting their algorithms over. So these tools like Selenium, Cypress Test Goat, and also this Amplitude Test Execution Cloud, they are making sure that such cases are lowered to the biggest extent. Of course, there is nothing perfect in this world. Something could slip in some really corner and specific case, but it is lowered to minimum, I would say.
Thanks very much for your questions and answers. If you want, you can reach out to Stan. He will be here. And let's gather again after 10 minutes.